Caitlin Clark shows Courtside Iowa Hawkeyes support in Big Ten tournament. The Iowa Hawkeyes women's basketball team took care of business on Wednesday night against the Wisconsin Badgers in the first round of the Big Ten tournament. Caitlin Clark showed up to support her old team. Anytime that Clark is around, the cameras find her. It wasn't hard to find her in the fourth quarter of Iowa's win over Wisconsin. Scott Agnese, a beat writer covering the Indiana Fever at Fieldhouse Files, shared a vid on X of Clark sitting courtside for the fourth quarter. Clark may not be playing for the Hawkeyes anymore, but she is an Iowa legend and the fans have not stopped rooting for her just as hard as they did when she played for the school. Seeing Clark at the game was awesome, but Hawkeyes fans had just as much reason to cheer for what happened on the court as they did for Clark being in attendance. When everything was said and done, Iowa ended up pulling off a dominant 81-54 win over the Badgers. It's a big step in the right direction for the Hawkeyes as they look to improve their position for the big tournament. Leading the way for Iowa was Lucy Olson, who scored 19 points on 8 for 12 shooting. Perhaps Clark can be a good luck charm for the Hawkeyes. Obviously, they played well with the Iowa legend in attendance this evening. Fans will be keeping their eyes peeled to see if Clark makes more appearances at Hawkeyes games in the future with March Madness underway. Caitlin Clark puzzled everyone after she left Iowa's Big Ten tournament matchup against Wisconsin to see her boyfriend, Connor McCaffrey's team, at Hinkle Fieldhouse. Clark was at Gainbridge during the first quarter of Iowa's clash against the Wisconsin Badgers. Her choice to skip the Butler game before left many surprised, but Clark eventually made it to catch the Bulldogs in action against Xavier. The Butler Bulldogs had their senior night on Wednesday. Caitlin Clark's boyfriend, Connor McCaffrey's brother, Patrick McCaffrey, was among the players suiting up for the final time at Hinkle. That explains why the Fever Stars' initial absence and attendance was a huge conversation. Nevertheless, after Clark made it to both games, fans reacted in shock. One user saw former Iowa coach Lisa Blighter have a drink by herself and jokingly wrote, "Caitlin Clark returns to Gainbridge as Fever Stars back-and-forth trips continue." Caitlin Clark couldn't stop making back-and-forth trips to the Hinkle and Gainbridge, ensuring she supported her boyfriend, Connor McCaffrey's brother, on his senior night and her alma mater with both teams playing in Indiana. The arenas are only 17 minutes apart, giving Clark enough time to catch both games. She made the most of it after the Butler game was over. Clark returned to the Iowa game at Gainbridge Fieldhouse midway through the third quarter.